November 11th is Veterans Day, an annual holiday honoring those who've given service to our country in the U.S. military.
Dr. Clay Mountcastle, director of the Virginia War Memorial, is here with the details about their special ceremony, which is even more special this year because we've got a new location. Good morning.
That's right. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, Bill. Thanks for having me. We do have a special event this weekend for Veterans Day. It's in a little bit of a different location. Normally, our Veterans Day ceremonies are held at the Virginia War Memorial down on Belvedere. But because we have a large expansion project happening right now, and also because there's a large Richmond Anthem Marathon happening over the weekend, it would be hard to get to the memorial this weekend. So we're going to partner with the Department of Parks and Rec and have our ceremony out at Dogwood Dell, at the Dogwood Dell Amphitheater. We think it's going to be a great venue for the event.
And that's pretty special, too, because you're right in the shadow of another Virginia War Memorial.
Absolutely, right in the shadow of the World War I Virginia Memorial, honoring those that paid the ultimate sacrifice in World War I. So a very fitting spot for the ceremony.
We're talking about the Carillon, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, and even though you're moving over to Dogwood Dell and the Carillon, there's still some logistical problems with the marathon even over there, correct?
Right. If you were to try and get to the memorial, all the roads would be blocked. So that's why we're going to Dogwood Dell. And in order to get to Dogwood Dell, we're recommending people take the 195 expressway to easiest access to Dogwood Dell.
Yeah, that kind of drops you off over there. Okay, we'll talk a little bit more about logistics later on, but let's talk about the ceremony itself, because Veterans Day is such a special day to honor those who serve our country.
Right, it is, and we should at least take one day out of the year to honor those that have taken it upon themselves to raise their right hand and decide to serve their country in uniform. And it doesn't matter if they've served for 3 years or 33 years. It's all the same. It's all important to us. And so we try and make it special for them.
This is a special day, and there are families of military that want to be there. We've always recommended that if you have school children, you bring them so they can kind of get a feel for what this is all about, what it really means.
Absolutely. We try and make it a good event for families so they can get an understanding of what it's all about. This year we're incorporating something we've done for the second year in a row now. We're incorporating students into our Veterans Day program. We had our second annual Veterans Day essay contest, and middle schoolers and high schoolers from around the state contributed essays with the help of their teachers to this contest, and we had over 100 entries from around the Commonwealth, so it was a great turnout. And we selected a winner from both the middle school and high school ranks, and each of those is going to present their winning essay as part of the ceremony. So it'll be really cool.
That's going to be very special for them.
It will.
And because Veterans Day is on a Saturday this year, this is a good opportunity for the family to come. A lot of families do have someone who's been in the military or is currently in the military, but this is also a great opportunity to come and talk to somebody who's served the country if you haven't had a chance to do that in person.
Right. That's one of the best things that happens at the War Memorial, especially at our ceremonies. It's just the human interaction that takes place when people show up, and whether it's veterans talking to veterans about their own experiences, or folks that don't particularly have a family member that served, but they end up striking up a conversation with somebody that did, and you learn a whole heck of a lot about what it means to serve the country that way.
Let's talk for a quick second about the work you're actually doing over at the War Memorial, because I know it's an ambitious campaign you've undertaken.
It's an ambitious but a necessary one. What we're doing is expanding the Virginia War Memorial so that we can properly honor everyone that's paid the ultimate sacrifice. As you know, the current Shrine of Memory that's been in place for the past 6 decades is filled with names, nearly 12,000 names that have died in service to the country. So we needed a new expanded shrine so we could honor those names that have died in the global war on terror in the same way. So that's the driving force behind this expansion, but with this expansion we're also adding a 350-seat lecture hall, which is going to allow us to double or triple our capacity for our educational programming. We have a distance education center that will allow us to reach out to different classrooms throughout the state and really tell the story of those that have paid the sacrifice and why they did.
Because it really is a center of learning and memory.
Absolutely. That's the heart and soul of what we do at the memorial, is educate, have discussions, human interaction about telling the stories of those that have paid the sacrifice.
So if we're going to get back to the logistics real quick before we let you go, it's going to be hard to get there from the boulevard because of the marathon.
Absolutely.
So if you come in off of 195, you can kind of come in the back door.
Right, absolutely. 195 Expressway, you can come in the back door towards Dogwood Dell and the Carillon. Would probably recommend people just kind of go online and check how to get there the day of, so you're not running into traffic. If anybody running the marathon is too tired to make the finish, they can take a shortcut and head on over to the Dogwood Dell. We are happy to fill the stands and celebrate that way. That'd be great.
And when is your renovation over at the War Memorial going to be
Renovation
done?
is going to be April 2019. April 2019, we are looking forward to that. It's going to be a fantastic event when we can cut the ribbon on that expansion.
Big ceremony, and the big ceremony this Saturday. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
You're very welcome. The 2017 Commonwealth Veterans Day ceremony is this Saturday, November 11th. It starts at 11 a.m. at Dogwood Dell Amphitheater in Richmond's Bird Park.
You will find a link later this afternoon, with all the details at WTVR.com/VTM.